guys did an outstanding job executing, certainly in some critical situations. So we'll just go right to questions.
Mike O'Hara.
Hello, Coach. Thanks a lot. You look pretty snazzy today. Hey, this is probably a micro question, but you see a lot of big plays in games like this. But I just wonder, when you look at the videos, you see a guy hustle down to cover a punt, to be down in at the 2-yard line, Marvin Jones staying in bounds on that last catch. How much value do you put in plays like that you really don't see a big statistic for those?
Yeah, there's a lot of those plays in there that, we put into smart football category, guys just being able to finish the plays and do the details of the job. I think that's, what really separates some of those big play and really some of the game situation stuff that allows us to, to be in a different situation that helps us win. Certainly the effort on some of the coverage guys, especially those guys out there running down on the punt, thought that was outstanding. Especially the last one, we got them stopped in there deep. Those guys got knocked down, got back up, they finished, just kind of some of the awareness stuff there. I thought that was really outstanding. And certainly, the end of the game drive and the end of the half drive, great awareness there on the clock and how, to utilize that to the best of our ability. So thought that was really good. Always appreciate you letting me borrow your lids.
Michael Stentz.
How you doing, Coach?
Good. How are you?
Good. Is there a turning point you can point to in the fourth quarter of yesterday's game where you felt that you guys were going to go down there and get the W? Was there a certain moment or play?
I think through the entire course of the game, actually just kind of felt the steady consistency of everyone just, taking it play by play. Really thought yesterday was kind of the first time in a while that I felt like we haven't really rode the wave of the game and just kind of, it was just we were going to play one play at a time and play all 60 minutes and get to the end and try to go win. So just felt that was consistent all the way through the game, really. I mean, I think, there were some ebbs and flows in the game, but I thought that the group did a great job of just staying consistent so that by the time we got to the fourth quarter, I think everyone kind of felt that confidence that, okay, hey, this is going to be right up until the end and we got to go do a great job of executing all the way through.
And did you feel any kind of intensity arise either or message or from either players on offense or defense before the last defensive drive or the last offensive drive?
I really felt you could feel the energy on the sideline. You could feel actually both offense and defense, and then really both of them rooting for special teams. You could feel those guys encouraging them out there to, just be ready to go and execute and kind of keep pushing each other. So I think that was really good. I think that's needed. I think it's part of the new 2020 with the way that the stadiums are. And sometimes even on the road trips, even just having hostile fans yell at you, I mean, that's enough to motivate you. But I think it's just kind of getting used to all those different atmospheres. And I think the guys know that they're relying on each other to kind of pick up that energy. And I thought they did a really good job of it in the fourth quarter.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Great to see you.
Dave?
Hey, Matt, you mentioned hostile fans. There were like 700 of them there yesterday. Were they yelling? Could you hear those guys? Was that weird? I don't know.
You know what? There was actually really good energy in the stadium. I thought the Cardinals did a good job of implementing different things through the course of the stadium. And some of the new things I think the league did allowed some different noise and in between plays. So it was cool. Kind of felt, it wasn't so much like a scrimmage where you could hear the other side yelling at you. So that was good.
Right. No, that was different. All right. So I got two things for you. One, just on not related to the game yesterday, but just sort of in general, the points across the league have been way up this year. I think through the first 2 weeks, it was like the highest scoring ever. I don't know what the numbers are right now, but just do you have any theories why offenses have been so, efficient, I guess, the first couple weeks?
Yeah. I don't have any pinpoint other than the fact that I just think, offenses are, very complex, and there's a lot of, things that they do, especially early in the season, that are difficult to deal with. I think the explosive plays have been up. I think guys from that standpoint, just great players, great quarterbacks, and great skill guys out there. I think defenses and just in general, they take a little bit longer. There's a lot of communication. There's a lot of moving parts that have to kind of all work together. And certainly with some of the shortness of what we've had to deal with through the spring and through the training camp, that is a little bit of a process for us, but it doesn't matter. Everyone's in the same boat. Everyone's got to get it going. And, defensively, we got to continue to try to just get better. But I do feel that way just in general with the game. I, really kind of feel that way in general every season. I always think that offensively, those guys, they kind of come out the gate pretty hot, and defensively, sometimes it takes a little bit longer.
And then on Okuda, he mentioned after the game that he was pretty gassed a couple times. I think we saw that during the game, tapping himself out. And the one time that he came and got oxygen. I don't know. How do you address? I don't know if conditioning is a concern with him. It's it's a high tempo offense, but just how do you address that with him?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a hot place to play out here, and the tempo and all the rest of it kind of play into that. And certainly in his second game, you just got to, settle down and keep working on his conditioning to get back out there and be able to be, out there when needed. But thought he battled through all that stuff fine.
Thank you.
Yep.
Michael Rothstein.
Hey, Matt, how are you doing? I'm curious, what was last night like for you? You'd gone 11 months without a win, and were emotions any different? Did it feel like there was maybe something lifted off?
I mean, for me, really honestly, just happy for the players. I mean, mostly in the locker room, you could just feel the joy and the celebration in there for everybody. These guys work really hard. So for me, just obviously, excited about the win, excited about everybody's efforts and the way the guys that worked this week. Really we came back and we started watching the tape right away. So you just kind of go into correction mode. And again, the Saints, they don't really care what happened yesterday. They're trying to get ready to go win this weekend. So we got to try to match that. But I was just really happy for the players. I think they general excitement and gratitude towards each other for their efforts that they had on the field. That was awesome. So
there was no sense of relief for you or just kind of anything like that? I mean, listen, the questions the last, couple of weeks, even from us, have been pretty pointed about your future. Like, Was there any sort of anything like that?
I mean, again, I don't ride the roller coaster. You know what I mean? I just got to stay consistent. I think it's hard to lead if you ride the roller coaster. I think it's hard to exist in this world of competitive football if you ride that roller coaster. Because I think when you do that, you're just trying to hope it stops when you're at the high point, not the down point. For us, it's just about being consistent. It's early in the season. We're trying to get better. We're trying to learn, and there's a lot of plays in this game that we got to do better. So, we're going to go back to work and try to improve. I mean, that's the bottom line. It's the NFL. It's every week. So, from that standpoint, love to win. Love it. It's great. It was awesome. Love it for the guys. But there's a lot to learn from too. I think if you go into the approach that everything's great, from that standpoint, you're missing a great opportunity to get better and to learn from what happened yesterday. And certainly in yesterday's game, we made the play at the end of the game to win. And like I said, give credit to the players who are the ones that did it. But for us as coaches, I think we got to stay consistent of just trying to, give these guys every tool we can to help them get better each week.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
All right, time for two more. Chris Burke and then Stoney.
Hey, Matt, just got a couple quick ones here for you. You've talked a lot. We've sort of asked you to compare timelines for this year to regular years and sort of where the team's at. And you said along the way the last couple of weeks, you've only had so much time. I know it doesn't really stop here in the regular season, but do you feel like you're fully into this schedule now? I mean, does it feel more like a normal football routine at this point?
I think we are. I think we're trying to get used to everything, the changes and all that. I think the guys have done a great job with it. But it's the beginning part of the year. It takes a little bit of a while to get into rhythm. And really, the only thing that matters is trying to come out and get better this week than what we did last week. No one stays the same in the NFL. Hopefully you try to get better each week. And certainly our preparation is a big part of that. And we got to prepare harder this week. So, just try to build. Really, that's what you try to do. You just try to build every week. So hopefully this week is better than what it was week one. And, hopefully the week after that's better than what it was last week.
And then you were the first defense in 16 years to hold Larry Fitzgerald without a receiving yard. I know Darryl Roberts was a big part of that, but it seemed like a lot of guys had their hand in it. I guess, A, how'd you accomplish that? And then B, do you take any pride as a defensive guy in being able to do that?
I have tremendous amount of respect for Larry Fitzgerald. He's a Hall of Fame player. He's an even better person. He's a tremendous guy. So obviously I just, give credit to the players, the ones that are out there playing against him. So I think they did a great job. Proud of the guys again for their efforts, especially in the fourth quarter, defensively, offensively, great job in the fourth quarter, finishing the game out. Special teams, outstanding job of helping with the field position game. So, just trying to win.
Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome.
Last question for Stoney.
Two quick things, Matt. First of all, Marvin Hall just seems every time he plays, he does. It's not that Chris Carter, all he does is catch touchdowns, but is there any way to get him in the lineup more? Because it just seems whenever he plays, he does great things.
I mean, obviously, great play at the end, great catch, and unfortunate that it was called back. I think that he does an outstanding job of just when he has those opportunities going out and making the most of them. I think we're obviously lucky that we have some of the depth that we have at that position, and we have a lot of talent in those guys all play and they all have great opportunity. I think there's probably a lot of plays out there too that maybe the ball's not being thrown his way, but he draws a lot of attention. So I think that's good too for us. We try to take advantage of that when that happens.
And on a lighter moment, no pencil today? Oh, okay. Yeah, doing magic tricks.
Yeah, we got the silver going, silver pencil.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
That wasn't mechanical, was it, Matt? Is that a
This is actually a new one, Ticonderoga. This is the automatic, never have to sharpen, automatically, I don't know how they do it, but it automatically you always have lead. It's great. Little plug. All right, everybody be safe. Good to see everybody, okay? Take care. Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye.